Hey guys. Welcome to another tutorial. In the previous video, we have created spawn random obstacles. Now, obstacles are spawning. Now, we will do a thing which is we will destroy unnecessary grounds and obstacles. So, which are unnecessary? I am going to play the game to explain you that. Here we can see the player goes forward over the ground, and also passes over some obstacles. So, the past grounds and obstacles become unnecessary. In this case, if someone plays the game for 1 minute or 2 minutes, that wouldn't make any problem. But, if someone plays the game for a long time, then there will be so many unnecessary obstacles and grounds which can make the game laggy. So, we will do something like when a ground or an obstacle goes out of the camera area, that object will be destroyed automatically. First, we will create an empty game object and name it Destroyer. Then we will add a box collider to this game object. I am going to edit the collider shape and make it longer vertically, since this will detect grounds and obstacles. Then we will place it away from the camera area. The distance from the camera should be more than the longest ground, which is ground 1, otherwise the object destroying scene would be visible inside the game view. So, in order to prevent that, we should place the destroyer far away from the camera. Now, we are going to need a duplicate of this destroyer for the bottom side. We will rename it to Bottom Destroyer. The bottom destroyer is needed, because sometimes obstacles can fall down because of the space between two grounds, so we should destroy those obstacles. This is why we created the bottom destroyer, which will destroy those fallen obstacles. I am now going to edit the collider shape, and this should be much wide. The right side should be longer than the ground spawner game object. The left side should be extended up to the destroyer game object. Because, all the ground will have some obstacles, so if the ground gets destroyed by colliding with the destroyer game object, then the obstacles which were on top of the ground will fall down before reaching out to the destroyer game object. So now those obstacles will be caught by the bottom destroyer. Now, these destroyers definitely should move along with the player. So, we will attach the follow player script to both destroyer. Now, we have to create another script. We can call it Obstacle Destroyer. We will write codes in this script for destroying ground and obstacles. So, open it in Visual Studio. In this script, we will not even use the start or update function. We will use another function which is on collision enter 2D. And then we will make an if condition, like if the collided game object's tag is obstacle. Then that object will be destroyed. So, we have to write, if collision.gameObject.compare tag is obstacle. Then we will do destroy collision.gameObject. Now, we will copy and paste this condition for the grounds, as we want the grounds will also be destroyed. Here we will change the tag name to ground, and this is it. Save the script by pressing Ctrl+S and then open the Unity editor. Now, we have to attach the obstacle destroyer script to both of this destroyer. By the way, I just saw the ground doesn't have a rigid body component, so we must need the rigid body component for the destroyer game object, otherwise we will not be able to detect the collision with ground. As we already know, in order to detect a collision between two game object, at least one object must have a rigid body component. So, I am going to add the rigid body 2D component to the destroyer game object. Then we will make the gravity scale to 0. The bottom destroyer does not need rigid body because it will not collide with ground, it will only collide with obstacle. Now, we can play the game. Okay, grounds and obstacles are now destroying. But, there is a problem. This player game object contains a polygon collider which has a shape of the player. So, when it runs, sometimes the player can't reach to the next ground. So, the player should fall down if it can't reach, but sometimes we can see the player head get stuck to the ground, so it can't fall down, and this looks really unrealistic. So, we will not use polygon collider. We will use box collider instead. So, I am going to remove the polygon collider and then add the box collider to it. Now, we will edit the collider shape. Okay, this shape doesn't have any head or leg, so it will not get stuck like that anymore. Either it will fall down or start running over the next ground. Now, I am going to play the game again. Okay, it's fine, and I will see you in the next video.